This is the second in a series of videos intended to shed light on the origin, nature, and purpose of the moon. In the first video, I discussed the moon exuding its mystique, being a succubus, and serving to turn our souls into an energy source for archons. Well, in this video, I'm going to discuss the process through which this transference of energy occurs. The moon is a reincarnation machine. The recycling of human souls is its ultimate purpose. It is no accident the Death Star in Star Wars has an eerie resemblance to the moon. In the movie, it's also not a coincidence that the first sighting of the Death Star was mistaken for a moon. There's a pretty obvious message here. When a human being dies by medical definition, their soul departs from the physical body and it takes a little journey to the moon. At the moon, the departed is treated to this life review where they bear witness to everything that transpired through their most recent incarnation. The departed is afterward confronted by archons that employ a very elaborate series of processes and technologies to gain the consent of the departed to walk through the infamous tunnel of light. We see the resurrection ship in Battlestar Galactica. It bears a starking resemblance to the tunnel of light. We hear of near-death experiences. In every account, there's mention of seeing a tunnel with a bright white light at the end and being confronted with an image that's unique to the culture and or religious affiliation that the departed has. There might be an image of Jesus, Buddha, or any other deity that the departed might have aligned themselves with during their past incarnation. The image may also be of a loved one that may have held a high level of significance to the departed, such as a spouse or a parent. This is merely an image that is made visible to the departed by the technological apparatuses that are a part of the reincarnation process. So let's focus on this image now. The image is an avatar, and it's created by the departed and made visible and realistic to the departed by what I'm thinking to be a projection apparatus of some sort. It's nothing more than a manifestation of the departed's vulnerabilities. The life of the departed is a journey created in the physical earth realm that is dotted with a bunch of challenges and obstacles that tests the departed's ability to handle and transform fear. So the image will represent what will most likely trigger the departed's subservience to requests that are made after their soul has departed their body. So the ultimate goal is to gain the consent of the departed. The avatar will most likely reach out to the departed and attempt to convince them that their past incarnation left a bunch of critical voids and that they need to return to the physical earth realm to reconcile the voids of their past incarnation. The departed gets this impression that they have not attained all the merits needed in order to enter heaven, but have simultaneously avoided being condemned to hell. So bear in mind that most cultures and religions not only acknowledge the existence of an afterlife, but they also acknowledge a duality that places the departed into a form of heaven or hell. The departed is led to believe that they have avoided condemnation to hell, but must make up for some misdeeds of their past incarnation by returning to the physical earth realm. Well, then reincarnation becomes an attractive option. When the departed is asked to walk into the tunnel of light and they pass through it, their memories of their past incarnation will become erased and their soul essentially enters a new body at conception back on the physical earth realm. In other words, their soul is recycled. Take a look at this infamous icon. It's the internationally recognized symbol for recycling. Its design and symbolic conjecture is far from arbitrary. On the surface, you see a rendering of an equilateral triangle with a path of arrows that symbolize the recycling process. When you take a closer look at it, it's a reflection of the typical life cycle of a soul. Also notice that the arrows are creating a clockwise pattern. The operative term here is clockwise, which signifies the imposition of the concept of linear time into our reality. This is a separate discussion, and I'll revisit it in another video. From conception at a physical and a biological level, the soul starts its journey on the physical earth realm. So conception on this triangle is located at the bottom right point. And upon conception, the soul makes its journey in its body on the physical earth realm from biological birth to biological death. So the bottom horizontal side of the triangle signifies this entire biological continuum on the physical earth realm. Biological death is located on the bottom left point of the triangle. And upon death, the soul ascends, but not as preached to us in culture and religion. The soul actually ascends to the moon, not into this heavenly place with gates and St. Peter standing there. The moon is located at the upper portion or the upper point of the triangle. And the departed consents to the reincarnation offer. The cycle begins again. Once again, the soul becomes located at the bottom right corner of the triangle. When we're reborn, we are rebirthed back into servitude. We are rebirthed into a realm that struggles with fear, and this fear is increasingly occupying the forefront of our existence. On the physical earth realm, and during this epoch in the history of human existence, what we're witnessing is the generational transformations of conditions in our lives that increasingly detach us from nature. We're fed stories about our existence and our purpose here that continually remove us from being in the presence of a loving creator. The black magic practices and rituals that we unknowingly participate in on a daily basis renders us more susceptible to justifying actions that are harming ourselves and inflicting harm on others around us. So there exists a common thread within this evolutionary epoch. We're being asked to place an increasingly greater level of confidence and trust into external authority figures. There's good reason behind this. Our senses and intuition are consistently being undermined and discredited when we're asked to trust or defer our knowledge and understanding to this proclaimed authority figure or taking directives of proclaimed leaders. The physical earth realm in its current state of existence has pretty much become a proving ground to condition our souls to give power to external authority in exchange for happiness and protection. During the moments preceding biological death, protection and happiness are offered by the moon to the departed in exchange for their consent to the reincarnation offer. You might ask why our souls are being recycled. What purpose do our souls serve on this physical earth realm? And even more importantly, is there an alternative to this cycle? And will our souls even benefit from ending or interrupting it? Well, these are topics that are going to be covered in the next video in this series, but the short answer is yes. There is an alternative path. As food for thought, ask yourself what your purpose here is. Use your senses, intuition, and even more importantly, your heart to answer this question. You'll be surprised at how amazing the answer is the moment you remove yourself from what others have told you. That's all for now. Be well, sun gaze, and reject fear.